People, listen up. Things are getting wild. We're standing up for Akademiks at dawn. Word on the street is, Jim Jones tried to confront DJ Akademiks at Youngboy's show. That's crazy. I even stepped up without my security, just to see what's really going down. Being a content creator sounds fun, but it comes with some real heat. We talk nonstop, throwing out opinions every day about so many people. It's impossible to remember it all. Like, if I run into Lil TJ a few years from now, you think I'll remember what I said about him last week? No chance, bro. I just won't. Exactly. But Lil J would definitely remember that video from 3 years ago because it hit him personally. That's the thing. Akademiks goes live for hours every day, talking about everyone and everything. It's part of the grind, but words stick, especially when people feel disrespected. Now, luckily for Ak, it doesn't really seem like Jim Jones is mad about something Ak said directly. If there is tension, it's probably not from that Kanye interview. It's more likely about Ak's ties with 6ix9ine.
I'm like, oh, shit. I even went in front of my security. I'm like, oh, shit, let me go tap in with Birdman real quick. We about to watch it. As soon as I walk down, I see Jim Jones. Now, I'm going to keep it a being with y'all. And again, I'm only speaking from my perspective. And y'all know, like, when I be telling these stories, I don't never be hyping nothing, right? Like, I think I'm pretty fair. I was walking quickly to get to Birdman, but right behind Birdman was Jim Jones. Jim Jones had brought his mom there. I didn't even realize he brought his mom. Like, Mama Jones, he brought his mom. So I'm walking mad quickly. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I think the way Jim seen it was like I'm walking up on him. I swear. Like, cause I'm walking mad quick. And
even though both of them move on their own, street rules don't see it that way, man. When it comes to that life, logic and loyalty don't always mix the same way. It's a whole different mindset out there. So Jim Jones, coming straight out of that gang life, would probably be like, "Ayo, bro, your man got all my people locked up." He's talking about Mel Matrix, Shoddy, the whole crew, all doing 10 to 15 years, man. Some just came home, but the scars are still there. So when you're standing next to 6ix9ine, promoting him, hyping him up, and basically helping build the rapper he is today, that's gonna rub people the wrong way real quick. From Jim's view, that's like betrayal. He's thinking, you supporting the dude that helped put my homies behind bars? It ain't fair, it ain't logical, but the streets don't play by logic. When it comes to egos, pride, and that street code, things move on emotion, not reason. That's just how it goes out here. So yeah, Jim Jones pulled up with big YN energy. Maybe that's even a twisted compliment to him. But let's be real. There's nothing cool about moving with wild teen energy when you're 49 years old, bro.
And so I see Birdman and I see Jim Jones. And I'm like, oh, Jim, what up? Now, let me tell you the history with me and Jim. I don't know if in history. I did an interview with Kanye West. Kanye West said he gave Jim Jones $2 million and he was mad that Jim Jones couldn't make him a PDF. Okay, that went viral. Jim was trying to get some buzz at the time. Jim, I don't know how, like, through an intermediary, hits me to say, yo, I want to do an interview responding to Ye.
At that age, that's not tough. That's just sad and reckless. Maybe he's 48. I don't even know for sure. But Jim Jones is definitely pushing 50. Ain't nothing cool about that kind of behavior at that age, man. But from the way Akademiks explained it, it doesn't sound like wild YN energy. It sounds more like a man realizing he can't outfight the internet. Jim's been in real trenches, but this digital world, that's a whole different battlefield. He knows 6ix9ine would get crushed in the streets. That's facts. 6ix9ine can't even breathe in the same lane as Jim when it comes to real street stuff. They're not equals, not even close. But the internet ain't the streets, and that's where 6ix9ine shines. The man knows how to spin narratives, stir up chaos, and make headlines dance his way. 6ix9ine plays the media like a pro. He connects, communicates, and keeps the blogs feeding off his every move.
Cool. So now, so when I see Jim Jones, I'm like, oh, Jim, what up? And Jim, what up back at me is a different type of what up. He's like, what up? And I'm like, whoa. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it's how I walked up, because I walked up like OG3. Remember, you saw OG3 walked up with me? I walked up, but I was just walking quickly to get to Birdman. Whatever. So anyway, that happened. I'm like, damn. I'm like, first of all, I'm going to give Jim his credit. Jim was the oldest YN in the building.
Meanwhile, Jim Jones is sitting back at home, seeing headline after headline calling him a rat, watching 6ix9ine post paperwork and talk wild like he's untouchable.
But he was on YN timing. I'm going to keep it a bean. I ain't no liar. Jim, I just Googled his age, Jim 49. Jim was the oldest YN up in the building there, but he was on YN timing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you could tell. Jim, and I said to myself, I said, maybe it's because of YoungBoy concert. Everybody a little bit aggressive here. So I go over to say, yo, Jim, we gotta get up and we gotta go do the interview. That's what I'm like, we gotta go do the interview. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know if it's because YoungBoy was on stage. Jim Jones turned to a YN on me. I swear. Jim Jones was like, yo, hold on, let me holler.
That's gotta sting. Seeing someone you see as fake controlling the online game while you can't clap back the same way? Jim Jones is clearly frustrated. Akademiks is cool with Wack 100, and we already know Wack and Jim got long-standing beef. So right now, AK is connected to everyone that Jim can't stand. It's like he's surrounded by his enemies without even trying. That tension's bound to explode sooner or later. Honestly, it doesn't even feel like Jim has a direct issue with Ak himself. It's more like he's taking his anger out on Ak because he can't reach Wack 100, and he's definitely not going to run into 6ix9ine anywhere in public. Jim's venting in the only direction available? And the crazy part? When 6ix9ine went off on his recent rant, he didn't even do it on Ak's platform. He went on a different podcast, like Stain's show or something. That's the latest time he even mentioned Jim Jones at all. So if Jim hit up Ak trying to do an interview, it sounds like he wanted to clear the air, or maybe set the record straight for real this time. He was trying to hop on the phone, so it couldn't have happened before that. It had to be after.
I asked him, I said, what me and 6ix9ine got to do with you? Or what I got to do with if you and 6ix9ine got something? Now, granted, Chad, I keep telling you, rappers are the best at, if they can't find the person they don't like, someone else inherits. So it's like Dave Free seeing me, and Dave Free saying, yo, well, I'll never see Drake ever in life, so let me tell you why I'm mad at Drake. Okay, cool. Mad at 6ix9ine? And I was thinking, I'm like, yo, is he mad at, like, how is he mad at 6ix9ine and coming at me? Y'all two were 9 Trey Bloods. I was never a 9 Trey Blood, and I don't want to be one. If y'all got a problem, and here's the thing, I was thinking about their issue a little bit more. When 6ix9ine was a 9 Trey Blood, Jim knew about it. Before everybody got locked up. He could have prevented this by trying to do whatever he had to do then. 6ix9ine gets locked up with some of the 9 Trey dudes, tells on the 9 Trey dudes. And then afterwards, 6ix9ine is still clowning because 6ix9ine like wearing that rat sleeve. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't care. But anyway, that happened. I was trying to see, like, because usually
you can't be showing all this hostile energy toward Ak over something you already knew about before trying to get that interview. That just doesn't add up, man. If that's the case, then it's looking fake. Like, you were hiding your real feelings just to get on Akademiks' platform, trying to keep it cool until it didn't go your way. Then suddenly, once it fell through, now you got smoke with him? Come on, that's shady. Ak even said he tried to ask him straight up, like, what's the real issue here? Because the whole energy just wasn't making sense anymore. At first, it actually looked like things might go smooth for Jimmy. He pulled up to Ak and said, yo, let me talk to you on the side. That's solid. That's how real men handle business. If there's an issue, you pull someone aside and speak face to face, not make a whole scene.
Me, I'm one of them people, I talk, like, I have that conversation. I know some of y'all, like, again, after that handshake and even like that energy, I could have just said, I'm gonna just leave him over. I walked up, I thought we could have a conversation. He just wasn't trying to have a conversation. So he was just like, yo, man, I ain't trying to have no conversation. He's like, listen, man, just enjoy the show. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yo, he said something like, yo.
But once you start acting immature at almost 50 years old, that's when it starts looking embarrassing. Like, what's all that loud talk and wild energy for, bro? It's not a good look at that age, not at all. And let's be real, Akademiks wasn't trying to press him. He was probably saying, Jim, bro, we're good. We were just about to do this interview. Ak didn't want drama. He wasn't on that type of time. From how it sounds, he kept it calm, stayed respectful, and just tried to diffuse the situation before it got messy. So, for him to start escalating things all on his own, that's wild. It's like one of those dudes who just keeps getting madder during an argument, not because of what's being said, but because they want it to turn into a fight. You can see it in their energy. They're searching for a reason to blow up.
He was on his YN energy, man. I'm hoping he was just in a, maybe an upset frame of mind for that time, but I don't know. Then everybody else tells me, they're like, I ain't gonna lie to you, that's exactly how Jim is. He's usually pretty angry. So, whatever. The only thing that I could really think about, obviously 6ix9ine's been saying whatever about Jim Jones, right? They're both in a gang, right? I'm a nigga. If Jim Jones says something about 6ix9ine, I'm posting it. If 6ix9ine says something about Jim Jones.
Jim confronted Akademiks, and Ak was probably like, bro, Jim, I don't got no issue with you. I don't even know what's going on. But instead of cooling down, Jim starts turning up like, yeah, enjoy the show. Yeah, enjoy it. Anybody got a problem with me in here? What's up? Like, bro, chill. That's not tough. That's just loud for no reason. Like, seriously, who did Jim think came with Akademiks that wanted a problem with him? Nobody was even on that type of time. I'm not gonna lie. That whole moment sounded wild. Like some straight up coked out behavior, man. It's like bro might have done a quick line before the show or something, because the energy was way off. He was acting like he was on some trippy psychedelic wave, seeing things that weren't even there. I can understand wanting to pull Ak aside for a talk. That's real. But this seeing ghosts kind of behavior? Nah, that's something else entirely. Like, bro, chill. Nobody's after you. Everyone backstage at the Youngboy concert was vibing, laughing, and enjoying themselves. You look around, and it's pure good energy. People having fun. Meanwhile, Jim's out here acting like he's in a whole different world, ready to swing at shadows. Man, everybody backstage was in good spirits, bro. I saw OG3 walk right up to Vlad, give him a hug that lasted like 30 seconds. That's how hyped and joyful the whole vibe was. Nobody had bad energy. Nobody was on edge. It was pure celebration all around. Now outside the concert, that's a whole different story. Those young fans were wild and out. I saw a Lil Durk supporter get packed out just for yelling "Free Durk" too loud. Chaos out there, bro.
I'm posting that too. Like, that is what it is. I was thinking maybe it was this clip. Like, I was thinking it was this clip. I think we posted it. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was the clip where 6ix9ine did the podcast with Charleston White and Steiny, and he talked about Mel Matrix, right? Because like, again, he wouldn't like tell me exactly what it is, but I felt.
But backstage, it was nothing but love, unity, and relief. Everyone was celebrating the fact that YB is finally a free man again, finally able to travel, finally out doing shows. That moment should have been all positive energy, but then Jim Jones came through with this tense, hostile vibe, and honestly, man, it just looked embarrassing for him. I'm just being real, bro. There's nothing impressive or gangster about what Jim Jones did out there. It wasn't tough. It was corny. Straight up. Jim Jones got real ops in real life, man. He's 9 Trey, bro. That alone means he's got endless enemies out there. If you really want to press somebody, go find one of them. But going at Akademiks over something 6ix9ine said, that's weak energy. AK wasn't even there when 6ix9ine was doing interviews with Stain or Charleston White. It had nothing to do with him. So why bring that heat his way now? It just makes Jim look like he's picking the easy target instead of standing on real street business like he always claims he does. Man, cut it out already. But for real? What do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments. Is there something I'm missing here? Did Akademiks actually do something to Jim Jones that we don't know about? Or is Jim just out here starting smoke for no reason? Let's talk about it, because this one's messy. And if you're still locked in right now, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't play around with it. We drop new updates, stories, and street talk like this every single week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now click the video right here on the screen to see why that Rollin' 60 Crip from LA supposedly tried to put a hit on me, all because I kept exposing his dirty laundry. Go watch that next. It's wild. I'll catch you there.